Well, heidi ho, Stamper Step Valder here. Welcome back to my studio. I always love having you stop by for some craftiness, and today we're going to go on with more of our Let's Get Edgy series, and it's all about the edger dies. And today is going to be a cute little way to modify it a little bit. All right, I want to just point out some really cute things on this card. All right, so the first thing is how to make this flippin' cute card. Look at that. The saying is on the inside. You can write your little message here, but I made this tag and I made it into a little flap so that you can flip it up and make a flippin' cute card. All right, so the other thing I wanted to show you was how to modify your little edger dies, and we're going to do that in just a moment. But the other thing I wanted to point out is on our edger dies, they have several different stitches and patterns. I used this one so that I could match it up to the stitching on both of these dies, and I like how it all just kind of coordinated and came together. It just came out really, really cute. So let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is to stamp my little bunny. So I'm going to bring in my new MISTI and the paper I already have in here. Let's just take and stamp it up. All right. So grab my ink. And I like using my little ink when I'm using this so that I don't get ink every place that I don't want it. And I can always re-ink if I need to, if I don't get, just push this up just a tad bit. This doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to cut it out, but I just wanted to make sure that I anchored it down. But it doesn't have to be centered perfect. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take and cut this little guy out. And I'm going to do that with we go. I'm going to do that with my circle die. So the first one that I'm going to use is this little guy right here. All right, so I'm just going to take the third one in and cut this out. So I'm going to bring you over to my Vagabond, and we're going to cut this little guy out. We'll bring you back to the table. Make sure this little guy's in the picture here. Alrighty, and here we have our cute a little rabbit. All right, now what we're going to do is to take, and I've already cut out some of the pieces, so I just wanted to show you what I've cut out. So I took the background. Now this doesn't have an entire card, you know, so it's just on a little 5.5 by 4.25 inch piece of cardstock, and then I layered this one, and the rest of the measurements will I'll post on this video. All right, so here's my my 5.5 by 4.25 inch, and this is my, right here is my 4 by 5.25. All right. And this one right here is, I cut at 5.5 by 2 3/4. Now we're going to cut off the end part of it, but I did want to show you that I scored this. Can you see that? Yes. I scored this at 1/2 inch. All right. So that's going to actually take and be bent over. But the first thing that we have to do is to cut this. I already cut the circle here with my circle die right here, and this is the scalloped circle. I just love how dainty these are, and again, coordinating everything on this die right here, we have the same type of little tiny scallops, and I just think they're so dainty and so cute. So in my collection, I do need to have this repertoire. All right. So the other thing that I'm using is my little Freesia, and that's the bunny that I used for today. But you could use any stamp at all on the middle of this one. And I want to show you the dies. So these are the Edger dies that I'm debuting today. All right. So I have them on one of my little magnetic sheets. But I wanted to show you. You see how this one has like little cross stitches, and then it has the single stitch. This one is the one I'm using today. It's got the scalloped and the double stitched. And then this one also has a scalloped and double stitch, but you'll see that it's in a different position where you can cut it off. And this one is absolutely gorgeous. It's got the little ribbon, and then it's got the scalloped. But what you want to know is in between these two designs is the cutter. So it will literally cut a half of your cardstock. So let me just show you what I mean. I'm going to show you what I did with this little guy right here. That's the one with the little cross stitch and the straight stitch. So right here, I cut, this piece was all one, and I cut it in half. I separated it. So you want to start out with a smaller piece of cardstock, and then depending on how big you want this to be here, that will determine what size cardstock that you would do. And you can always trim the top and the bottom also. So what I did was I just split it apart, and then you can put words down here. You can put, you can do whatever you want. I just happened to put a piece of decorative cardstock underneath that, added a few little Nuvo drops and my saying, and we called it a day. It just came out so pretty. So let me just show you all of the different designs that I have. So this one right here, I used, I just wanted to show you that you can position this little die anywhere that you want on the paper. But look at how awesome that looks, all right? And then I didn't use the bottom part on that one. And then this one is one that I just split apart just a very tiny bit, and I can put a little saying up there on top. That's the one I told you about, the ribbon. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then this, if you'll notice, I did the same design, but I positioned it differently on the paper. So I used the long way, and then I just positioned it differently on the paper. Let me just show you what I mean by that. I'm going to take this little guy right here, because this is the one that we are using today, and this is the one I'm actually demonstrating right here. So for this one right here, I just laid it like this on the white paper and cut it out. You see? Over here, I only used a little part of it. You see how I only used that little part of it? So you can do a whole lot with these Edger dies, and that's why I decided to start this series, because I just wanted to show you that you can really maximize all of the Edger dies. And stay tuned, because I have a lot more coming. All right, so that is just that little guy right there. So let me show you how I did this one. I'm going to take this die right here that I showed you earlier, and we're going to place it close to the bottom and centered from side to side. So even though this is off center, you know, when you're cutting a card, you can actually manipulate it to wherever you want. Make sure you're not cutting on that little scored line right up there. And let's get over here and I'll show you how to do it. All right, so I'm lining up the center here and there, okay, side to side. I'm positioning it close to the bottom, and now I'm just going to run it through the Vagabond. Let's bring you back. And here we are with our little thing. And you see how cute that is? All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take and stamp it. So let's just bring in our brand new, we are memory keepers. Ink this little guy up. I don't need to ink up the whole thing, but I think I will, just to show you. All right, and then let's bring this over here and let's stamp her down. Okay. Side to side, top to bottom. Beautiful. Alrighty, so now we have that all taken care of. Let's just clean up our workstation a little bit here. All right, and then we're going to start putting it all together. So I'm just going to take and start with this piece right here. So you're going to bend it over, and you want to take and add this to this piece right here before you start adding any of the other pieces. All right, it kind of looks like a tie. This would make a great masculine card. You see how it looks like a little tie? It's just adorable. So you can, like I said, new baby, masculine, happy birthday, anything. But what you want to do first is to add your adhesive. So we're going to take and add our adhesive to this piece right here. And you want to do that before you do any of the other adhering, because you want to make sure that you're not going to see this little piece right here. So now what we're going to do is add it to this piece right here. So we're just going to take and add some more adhesive. Okay, and then all right, so there we have that. And now what we're going to do is to add this little piece right here. And I'm going to use our foam squares to do that. Grab our large foam squares here. And you want to make sure that you don't add them on the sides, because you just don't want it to hang off and glue your card shut. So I'm just going to put 3 down the middle just to anchor it in there. All right. Okay, there's our 3. Let's add this to it. Centering again, side to side, up and down. All right, and now what we're going to do is to add this little puppy. I'm going to go back and color it afterwards. I know you all know how to color. I colored it with my Altenew pans, and I just love the way that it came out. So we're going to take and we're going to add this right here. And then we're going to take and on the inside of it, like I said, you can write your message here, but I'm going to add this little message right in here of Happy Easter. Now you can do happy, and you can cut out a birthday. You can cut out, or you can stamp the word birthday up there. You can do pretty much whatever you want. It's like I said, this is going to be an Easter card. I'm just kind of working smarter, not harder, because I need some Easter cards. So I'm just going to make this one up and send it out. So I'm just going to take and add just a little bit of my adhesive. And I'm just dotting this. This is the best. I love this adhesive. It's just, I'm not even squeezing. We sell a lot of this, I'm telling you. All right, so there's my happy. There we go. There's the happy, and let's do the Easter. Oh, I see. I didn't poke out the A. So let's get the A poked out, being careful not to. Let's just clean that little guy up. Okay, and then finish putting our. This one I really didn't have to poke anything out. That's why I must have missed that one. It's a great die. And very, very pretty. I love the font on it. I'm going to go back and just add a little bit of glue to the end of this little guy right here, because he's sticking up. There we go. And I'm just going to put the Easter down. There we go. Happy Easter. Isn't that adorable? And then I'll go back and color this little guy right here, and we'll call it a day. I'm going to go back with my crease tool and just crease that down so it's nice and flat. and it doesn't pop up. But isn't that absolutely adorable? And it's so easy. Using your edger dies in just a different way, it's just so much fun. I hope you enjoyed our post. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube videos. You can click on the bell, and every time I have a new one, you'll get notified. Hit the thumbs up button and share this with your friends. Vicki and I love having you visit us. So you take care, have a great day, and thank you for stopping by.